My name is Elizabeth Ross, and welcome to the overview video for Unit 3, Cognitive Flexibility, Shifting, and Flexible Problem Solving. The lessons in this unit teach students to develop what we refer to as cognitive flexibility. What is cognitive flexibility? Cognitive flexibility is the ability to think flexibly and to shift mindsets easily. It's the ability that allows us to adapt to unfamiliar and unexpected situations, to integrate different perspectives, and to shift between problem-solving strategies. A student's ability to learn and integrate new concepts is linked to their willingness to adopt new methods and abandon previously successful methods when necessary. When you teach students strategies for shifting flexibly, you help them to see the value of different approaches when solving problems, which helps them to succeed academically. When a student cannot think flexibly, they approach their schoolwork rigidly, and they often cling to one method, even when it's clear that this method is not working for them. For example, in math, students often learn to calculate answers quickly, retrieving math facts automatically without showing their work. When they are introduced to algebra, they often resist the need to show their work step by step, even when they make numerous errors calculating it in their head. When a student understands how to shift approaches flexibly, they can persist when challenged, discarding unsuccessful methods and trying new strategies until they are successful. Now let's take a look at the ways in which cognitive flexibility affects many common academic tasks. When reading, students must shift their thinking depending on the specific goals of the assignment, the structure of the text, and the emphasis on comprehending the material. Reading a novel, for example, is different from reading a textbook. When reading novels, students must shift between the narrative structure and symbolic language. When reading a textbook, however, students must shift between the main ideas introduced by the titles and subtitles, as well as new vocabulary words and important illustrations and figures. Therefore, in order to understand what they're reading, students must approach both language and content flexibly. Cognitive flexibility also underlies students' ability to write successfully. They must take into account audience, purpose, and perspective. For an essay, students must be able to flexibly shift from main ideas to details in order to develop a coherent thesis or argument. When writing creatively, students must keep their audience in mind. A murder mystery for adults will contain very different elements than a fairy tale for kids. Note-taking is a skill that requires students to shift between reading, listening, and writing. Students need to extract the main ideas and important details as they read from a textbook or listen to a lecture, and translate these ideas into writing. When taking notes during a class presentation, students are required to simultaneously listen to information, identify and record important details, and translate the concepts into their own words. When learning new math concepts or skills, students are often taught how to solve problems in a specific way, and they can feel stumped when the same material is presented in a new format on tests. Word problems also require a high degree of cognitive flexibility, as they ask students to shift from the language embedded in word problems to the computational details, while accessing their memory of how they solved similar problems in the past. When students experience success and recognize the important role cognitive flexibility plays for many academic tasks, they learn to persist in the face of challenges. As you work to encourage cognitive flexibility in your students, be mindful of the following key practices. Encourage growth mindsets and prevent fixed mindsets. Develop a classroom culture which students see difficulties as challenges that they can overcome through flexible thinking. When students have a growth mindset, they are willing to try new strategies instead of losing self-confidence when they experience difficulties. Encourage the use of metacognitive strategies. Ask students to evaluate the approaches they use to solve problems and to think about alternate strategies. Encourage them to share with their classmates and to find alternate solutions. Present multiple solutions to a problem. Present students with multiple strategies for completing various tasks, including problem solving, reading, writing, and note-taking. Ask students to select the strategy that works best for them, and to write down or describe orally why that approach is most effective. Thanks for watching the overview video for Unit 3. Keep these concepts in mind as you teach the SMARTS lesson plans that address cognitive flexibility. Please refer back to this video whenever necessary, and if you have any further questions, comments, or concerns, please contact us at info@researchild.org.